All right, folks, so in this video, guys, I'm going to talk about something that's really important when you're marketing online. Is you really want to set yourself apart from everybody else. And I know a lot of times when we're marketing different businesses, we want to use the link that the company gives us or whatever, but then you look just like everybody else. And a lot of times people start to recognize certain links and they're like, oh, I already know about that, or I've heard that information about that company or whatever. So they have a lot of times a lot of preconceived notions of what that is. So a way to fix that issue is you want to brand yourself. You want to create your own domain name. Okay. You don't want to use, just the everybody loves daily pay every time you're marketing all over the internet. You want to have your own presence, your own identity, your own brand, because that's what sets you apart from all the other reps that are marketing this particular program. Okay. Because remember, a lot of times it's not that other companies that are your competitors. It's really your fellow members that are in your organization, your fellow members that are in the business. You have to set yourself apart from everybody else. And one way to do that, of course, is creating a domain name. So what I'm going to do in this video is show you how to set up a domain name and also how to forward your domain name. And if you don't know what that is, you're going to find out how that works. You can definitely go to promoteyourbrand.net to create your own domain name using GoDaddy. And again, it's promoteyourbrand.net. You should see a button or something on this page or whatever that can take you there, so you can go ahead and create your very first, for some, your very first domain name. So let's just go ahead and get started. I'm going to jump right into it and show you how this actually works. So what we got to do, once you go to promoteyourbrand.net, it's going to bring you to this page, which is basically a GoDaddy website, which is where you can actually purchase certain domain names that you can use for your marketing efforts. So of course you'll see this little field right here, and of course this page changes from time to time, so they might be running some kind of promotion or whatever, and that's fine. But as long as you see this field right here, you definitely want to go ahead and put whatever domain name that you want. Now, I always tell people, if you don't know what to say or you don't know what to use, a really good domain name to start off with is really just your first and last name. It doesn't have to be something specific to your business or whatever, because remember, the number one product that you're always going to promote on the internet is you, not the company or the product or service or opportunity that you're promoting. It's really going to be you. So if you're like, I don't know what to say, I can't think of anything that's witty or whatever or cool, that's fine. Just put your first and last name or some kind of variation of it, a nickname or something that is easy for people to remember. Okay. And I have a StephenRachel.com domain name. I have a lot of different variations of a lot of different things that has my name in the actual domain name, because I understand it's all about promoting myself, and it should be about promoting you as well. So right here, you put whatever that domain, and it could be whatever you want it to be. Okay. So I'm just giving you some suggestions. If you just don't know what to put, you can actually do that. So once you put that information there, basically for example, let's say here, let me kind of go back. Let's say I put my domain name here and it's available. It's going to bring you to a page right here. And we're just going to use this as an example, downloadmyemails.com. This is actually a domain that I actually have, but just for this example, just to show you what to expect. So whatever yours is, you're going to see it right here if it's available. If it's not available, GoDaddy will give you different variations, or you can just continue to keep trying till you find something that is available for you to purchase. Okay, because a lot of people have a lot of domain names, so your first choice might not be available if it's not your first and last name, and sometimes that could be taken. So you just got to keep trying different variations until you find one, but ultimately you will find one, and then it'll come up like this. They'll even give you some offers here where you can buy the .net version, the .org version, or even the .info version, or maybe even some more. You can choose that, hit add to cart if you want to, but if you're like, hey, I just want to buy this main domain name, just basically click on add to cart, and then it's going to give you, it's going to say it's added. Okay, and then from there, you just want to hit continue to cart. One thing about GoDaddy, they're always going to be trying to upsell you on different features and all that kind of stuff, more domain names or whatever. If you don't want any of that, that's fine. Just go ahead and click on continue to cart. Okay, so when you click on continue to cart up here, it's going to take you to this page right here. And really what this page is about your privacy. If you don't have some type of privacy protection on a domain name, what that basically means, people can actually look up your domain name, see who owns it, and also the contact information of the owner of that domain name. So normally, LANACIA and I, when we buy a domain name, we usually buy the privacy and business protection. One that keeps people from being able to search information, and it kills all those annoying telemarketing calls that we get from website design companies. Say, hey, we know you just bought a domain name. Do you need a website and all that kind of stuff? So if you don't want all that stuff, you can choose the privacy and business protection. You can do the privacy protection option as well. That'll basically eliminate people for searching your information, but you'll probably still get those annoying telemarketing calls or whatever. But if you have your account set up where it goes to a different number or whatever, a number that you really don't answer, then you're fine or whatever. So I definitely suggest either one of these. One just going to give you the protection of your name and of course your address and all that stuff that's associated with your GoDaddy account. The other one's going to really give you that plus a lot more in regards of, it's going to eliminate a lot of those annoying calls that you're going to be getting that you might get if you don't pick the privacy and business protection plan. So, and it's usually just once a year or whatever. But again, it's totally up to you. Or you could just say no thanks and just keep it moving, right? So it's, again, I kind of suggested it just kind of, but if you don't care, not worried about all that, hey, just sit no thanks and just go to the next page. So from there, you'll want to click on where it says checkout now. And then on this page here, it's going to allow you to either create an account. So if you've never done this before, you'll just be able to create your account here. Okay, typical information. And then, of course, if you already have an account, just go ahead and sign in so you can go ahead and pay for your domain name. So you've probably done this before. So, and if you notice here, guys, normally when you're buying a domain name, they're going to give you options to register that domain name for several years. I know GoDaddy typically does it for like 5 years. I normally don't do it. I think I've maybe done that maybe twice, where I bought a domain name and I registered it for at least 5 years, meaning that it's going to stay active for 5 years without me having to renew it. But normally, I usually do 1 year. And if you notice here, it says $62.95, but that's for 5 years for that domain name. Okay, but I'm just going to just do 1 year, so you can actually hit the drop down like I just did here to 1 year. And if you notice, the price changed from $62 or whatever to $11.99. And then, of course, if you're doing this for the first time, you might even get some additional, discounts or whatever. So this particular domain was for us was $10.67 for 1 year registration. At the end of that 12-month registration period, GoDaddy will be sending me emails saying, hey, you have another, you have a domain name that's up for renewal. Do you want to renew it? And then you'll pay whatever to renew it. It's usually $12, $13, whatever it might be. They might even be running a special or what have you. So does that make sense? So again, real simple here. So 1067. So that's my domain name, and that's how it will look on your end as well. And then all I have to do is click on complete purchase here. If you'll see your domain name right here, and if everything looks fine and everything is set up and you got your payment information all chosen or whatever, just complete your purchase by clicking the green button here, and then boom, you have your domain name. Okay, so at that point, it should have charged your credit card, debit card, or whatever, and you have your domain name. It's going to typically takes you to a page looks something like this. Might look a little different. GoDaddy's always making changes, but really what you want to do is basically go back to manage my domain names. Okay, so just click on that little button. It should be a back button or something on that page that can take you to where you can manage your domain name. Because what we've done thus far, we chose a domain name and we bought it. That's all we've done so far. Okay, so we got to do some things so we can tell GoDaddy where to send people when people type in that domain name. I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like. So manage my domain names. I'm going to click on that. It's going to bring me a list of all my domain names for you. If this is your first time, you should only have one domain name in that list, just one right there in that list. But of course, as you can see, I buy a lot of them. And so if I find that one, there it is right there, downloadmyemails.com. So all you have to do is click on that email. When you click on that email, what we're going to have to do now is actually do the domain forwarding. Okay. So when I click on that, when I click on the email, when I click on that domain name, it's going to bring up this page right here. Okay. So from this page right here, give it a few moments because it's probably processing, and everything. But after about, a few seconds, maybe a few minutes, you're going to see a little blue button that appears here. And what you want to do is click on where it says use my domain name. Okay. So again, we're in the downloadmyemails.com. I guess you could say settings, because this is the domain name that I bought, right? This is it right here. For you, it'll be whatever you have there. And then, of course, where it says use my domain, I want to click on that blue button. When I click on that blue button, it's going to give me three options here. It's going to give me an option. Do I want to build a new website? No, I already got a website. I just need to forward my domain name to that website. So we don't need to do that. Set up an email account. Well, if you're using, of course, SendShark, which you probably have seen. If not, go back and check out that video in terms of your autoresponder, how you can set up your own domain email addresses. For example, I'm not going to go into the details here because you'll see all that in the autoresponder video. But for example, if I wanted steve@downloadmyemails.com, that could be an email address, right? And we definitely recommend, if you're using, an autoresponder, that you use a paid email address. It'll just help your deliverability of your emails that are going out on your autoresponder. So, but again, we're not trying to do that now. This video is all about forwarding your domain name. Just wanted to drop that nugget there. Make sure you go back and watch that autoresponder video for that. What we want to focus on here in this video is connect my domain name, connect to an existing site, right? So we want to click on connect. And then it's going to bring me to this page right here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to exit out of this little presentation here, and I'm going to go to my Team Elevate website, which you should already have access to, and I'm going to log in, right? And when I log into it, it's going to look like this, right? And if you notice, it might look a little different because I haven't, while I'm making this video, there's still some changes that we're going to be making. But really what you want to do, you want to go to the lead capture page. Remember, there's like multiple pages that you're going to find on the dashboard section, like right when you log into the Team Elevate system. And one of the first links that you're going to see here is the lead capture page link right here. And it says SendShark, right? So here's the link right here. Here it is here as well. I can just click copy, or I can just copy it right here. We want to copy this link, because remember, if you're buying a domain name and you're going to be running a lot of paid traffic or free traffic and just posting on Facebook and linking into different YouTube videos, and just sharing your link all over the web, you definitely want to make sure that your domain name is going to a lead capture page of some sort. Make sense? Okay. So what you're going to have here, if you look, so I'm going to copy this lead capture page. And remember, this is what it looks like. So just as a refresher here, and here, let me close it out again. So I'm going to click on the actual lead capture page link here. And now what I'm attempting to do is, so when people click on that button and they put their information in, it's going to go, of course, to my autoresponder. So, but what we want to do, I really don't want to use everybodylovesdailypay.com/VIP lead/regular. I don't want to use that. Whatever. I don't want to use that entire link, putting that on. It's too long, right? And it doesn't promote me. It doesn't set me apart from everybody else, because everybody on this team is using that same type of link. Does that make sense? So I want to set myself apart from everybody else, and I want to be more of an individual so people can notice me more, right? Can notice my content, my marketing a lot more effectively. So I'm going to copy this thing here, and then we're going to come back to the page here, right? And if you notice, I've already put it in this presentation, as you can tell here, inside of GoDaddy. So I copied and pasted that link. I just copied this link, right? Which is my lead capture page link, which is the one that you want to use for this particular video, what we're trying to do here. We created a domain name, and now we're forwarding our domain name to our lead capture page. So basically, in a nutshell, we're setting up our GoDaddy domain name to where anytime somebody goes to your domain name that you just purchased, it's automatically going to redirect them to your lead capture page, which I just showed you where to get that link. That makes sense, right? I just showed you how to get it, right? And here it is. I put it there. So all we got to do now, once you actually copy and paste that link, now remember, how do you get that link? Log into your back office of your Team Elevate system, scroll down to the lead capture page section, and then you're going to see this link right here, which is the same link. And here it is where also you can just copy it right there, or you can just click on copy link, hitting that little blue button right there, and it'll do the exact same thing. And then if I come back, so remember, here, let me, hold on, I think I messed up. Hold on, let me go back here. Okay, there we go. All right, there we go. All right, so copy and paste that information there. Once you've done that, a little blue button's going to appear to hit next. Click on next, and boom. And as you can see here, let's read. It says confirm this is how you want your domain to connect. This may take a few minutes for it to actually connect. So if you test it and it doesn't work, give it a few minutes, maybe 5 minutes, 15 minutes at the most. They're pretty quick. It might take a few moments or whatever, but give it at least about 15 minutes. But normally after about a few, it usually does work. So if you notice here, it says when user goes to, and meaning anybody on the internet that finds my link because I posted it on Facebook, or I put it in a Facebook group, or I linked it on a video that I have on YouTube, or however they got the link, whether maybe I text people the link or whatever. Remember, this is my link, so yours is going to be something totally different. But it says here, when user goes to downloadmyemails.com, it's automatically going to redirect them to my lead capture page for Everybody Loves Daily Pay. Now, this is my particular link. Now, yours is going to look a little different because yours is going to be a little different on the end because it's usually going to be your username or whatever that might be. Does that make sense? So it's telling you right there, it's giving you a screenshot of this is what's going to happen when everything is processed. If anybody on planet Earth types in your domain name, we're going to automatically redirect that person to whatever you put right here. Okay? So once you do that, and as you can see here, test your domain name. Test it. Make sure it works. Okay? So after it processes, if you notice it's still not working, you go to it again, it's still not working. Give it about 5 or 10 minutes. Come back to it. Put it in. If it comes up then, great. Okay? If it's still not coming up after about 10, 15 minutes or whatever, pull up like a different browser on your computer. Maybe even go to your phone, because I do that sometimes. Because sometimes that happens and it's just the cookies on your computer or whatever. Sometimes I'll just go to my phone and I'll type it in. And then if it comes up on my phone, I say, okay, it's done. It's just my computer's tripping a little bit. So, because sometimes the computers, they remember certain pages that it goes to and it still tries to deliver that. So one way to double check is try it on your computer, then try it on your phone or your tablet or maybe even another computer. So if you got another computer, go to that computer, type in the domain name. If it comes up on your computer, that lets you know it's going to be like that for everybody else because it's already showing from a different computer. It might still be showing wrong on your main one because you've just been using it. It's just because your cookies on your computer are still holding that information. So, but for everybody else in the world, when they go to it, it's going to show, and then eventually that will update itself. Does that make sense? So I'm just trying to eliminate calls and emails and questions about when you're forwarding your domain name. But for the most part, 9 times out of 10, when you make that change, it's going to show right then, usually after about a couple of minutes. So just wanted to share that information, guys. But that's it. That wasn't hard, guys. That's pretty simple in terms of how to buy your domain name, do a few little settings inside of it, and set it so, boom, you're ready for business. So now if you follow those instructions, now anytime you send somebody that domain name, it will land on that lead capture page, and they can opt in and go from there. So that's pretty much it, guys. And real simple process. It works. Set yourself apart. It's all about branding you and, making you more attractive because you don't look like everybody else. So that's it about domain forwarding and domain purchasing. And hey, we'll see you guys on the next video.